I was thinking you could very well call the show Morgan and Rosanna Talking Dirty, because that's what it devolves into.
Oh man, we're like
Of sex and porn and really graphic way too. We could be like the Siskel and Ebert of porn videos or
pretty
something.
much like yeah, yeah.
That might be a good show, bro. Just watch
Mhm.
porn
That
and
would be
review it.
interesting. Yeah. All right.
We could do our version of like top titties or something like
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Gang bang or whatever.
Oh,
Elizabeth
and,
Shue.
Oh, like
and
SHOE.
I don't know if you guys saw my comment on your Facebook post the other day, but I have to agree with Rosanna. Leaving Las Vegas is definitely a better movie because I'll take titties over a smashed head any day.
Really?
I
Well,
like, and they're great. They're
But
actually
they're apples and
really
oranges, though. There's titties in Lost High, or not Lost Highway. I watched the
great. Oh
fucking.
yeah, there is titties in
Midnight.
Lost Highway.
There's definitely titties in Las Vegas.
That's
Yeah, I was
fucking
watching that.
Arquette's titties.
But yes, and her ass too. Which is,
Oh man, she was like that was like the prime.
yeah, Wild at Heart has some. Laura Dern has a nice body, or she did
Oh
that.
man, that showed up on Tubi. Well, it hurt. I know. I thought like, wait, no, no, that was you. Never mind. I'm getting Facebook and
Well, I think I might roll me a little doobie while I sit here.
yeah, I smoked a little bit before I fucking got on.
All right, welcome to the Confession Post podcast, and you've heard the usual voices of myself, Morgan Rector, and Valencia Von Dark, but you've heard
Yeah.
a voice that you're not familiar with. That's Raymond Hazen. He's a friend of ours. He is my co-host on the
He's
Trailer
a-
Park Boys Fan Federation podcast.
He's a
And,
buddy.
Yes, he is, and he's got a lot to say. So that's one way in which he'll contribute well to the podcast. Raymond is seldom at a loss for words, I think.
Very seldom, and even if I am, I'll make it up as I go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like to play like both fields, you know. Like I'm a neutral zone most of the time, but I do have my own opinions, like my personal. But it's like, what if this? Like, what if that?
All right, so Valencia, you want to go first this week?
All right. Fuck, I gotta gotta work for this one. Hang on. I gotta go through. Like I sent them to you, so I gotta just scroll back here. Where did I go? Oh my god. Okay. I guess we'll start with controlling wife.
All right.
I think my wife has deep personal hate. I think he meant a deep personal hate. The English is not always good on me. It's like, as you may have noticed, right, with finding yours. I think my wife has a deep personal hate for herself for some reason and is a controlling, degenerating, gaslighting hater of anything I would excel at if she doesn't approve. Good man, I'd have to run this post by her if it wasn't anonymous. Okay.
Nowadays when I hear about that kind of scenario where the woman's wearing the pants, I wonder if maybe the guy is weak and she feels like she has to do that out of necessity. Doesn't that often happen?
I would say yeah. I mean, it's usually either a weak-willed man or she's a little out of his league. We'll say, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better phrase.
Could be.
So if she's the more attractive, because there's always one in the couple is always the more attractive one, right? You know, no matter how sexy or
Yes,
ugly anyone is, one of you is always more attractive than the other, and then that one kind of gets to rule a lot, I think. Or if they're the breadwinner, you know, if you bring in more money, so like if she brings in more money, that's
I'll
another
agree with breadwinner, like, because
For
the
sure.
breadwinner gets to kind of dictate what happens, and if you don't follow through, like, honestly, like,
Well, there's been this trend that's emerged.
I'm not saying you beat the fuck out of them, but you know, or
Well,
gaslight them, like.
Well, women are they're doing better in the professional sphere than ever. They're making, there's so many women now making like six figures and excelling in like big corporate environments. And a lot of these women, they still want to have families, they still want to get married, but they're often finding themselves in the position where the men who make as much money or more than them, they don't want to date them, and the only men that are left have less money or are unemployed. And so a lot of them have decided, well, I guess that's my only option for having a family, but they don't like being with guys who occupy a lower position of status than they do. And I think that leads to a lot of these tensions as well.
Well, yeah, I personally like to have like sort of an equal, like reciprocal kind of thing going, right? Like that's the way like I kind of feel it should happen. Like, not like I mean, it doesn't have to be reciprocal like all the way, like every single time. It's like one kind of goes out of the way for the other, or the other way around, but it works out to kind of, like equal out, and it like helps out like people's like mental stability too, because like sometimes people will be in their like down kind of whatever, and like to like have that kind of sympathy is actually kind of lost these days, I find. um but as far as the like whole like matriarchy kind of like, like the chick being like controlling and stuff, like I can see where that would happen, and I could see like, you know uh you know it being like definitely more of a weak-willed man, but like with the information that we have out now and everything, it's a little easier to get up and leave.
Yeah.
Like it is. Like I'm gonna say that because I've been in those situations myself, you know? So like I've not been that woman. I've been the like, oh God, I hate using the V word. The victim. But like I've been in that position, but I've also been in a position where like I've had a partner who legit didn't do anything for like about 3 years.
Like,
And like,
you mean
what's that?
work wise?
They couldn't hold down a job. They didn't even clean the house. They didn't like, they're basically useless.
Oh, he's using you again.
Well, and they're just like literally like causing anguish to my mental health. And it's like, when the bottom line is, it's like if they're aware of what they're doing, which some of them aren't, but some of them are, and they love you apparently, like why are they doing it to you? Like why? And also like I don't know, like why are you fucking staying there too? Because it's
Yeah.
just like demolishing your views of everything.
Yeah, it reminds me actually of Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love, because she wore the pants in the relationship and he liked it that way. And it seemed at the time that she also liked it that way. But years later, she revealed that she hated the fact that he was weak, that she had to go and like take care of business affairs for him because he just couldn't deal with it. He was, just a.
Yeah. I mean, I feel for him. Like you can't put two artists together and
No, no.
like get them to like do that sort of shit because it kills the dreams. You need assistance. You
Yeah.
need
Like,
somebody else to do that for you. Like you can't expect your artist partner to do that because they have their own fucking dreams. They want to fucking do their shit, and it just like kills like everything legit. Like it's like that's the thing that like artists and people who did numbers and business shit, totally different.
oh yeah, oil and vinegar.
Like night
Well,
and fucking day. So like you can't put that on somebody.
Yeah,
Like
that's
if they
like
say they're gonna do it and they're like, oh yeah, 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 like, and they don't do it, then well, okay. But
Oh yeah, there's a lot of musicians that totally got screwed by record companies because then the business executives, their goal is to make as much money while giving very little to the artist, and
Well, the thing is, you can't really trust that many people in the music business.
no,
Like, it's like that's been proven a lot.
big time, yeah.
A lot, over and over again.
There are
Man,
there are musicians who have never gotten royalties, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people who had to like work for the royalties afterwards, like after they like put out like fucking wicked fucking things. They just never earned a fucking dime off of it.
Well, the thing is, like, if you manage to establish a career in music, like to make a living at it, basically like 95% of it's just touring, performing, you
Well,
know.
yeah, touring like is your biggest fucking revenue usually because you have merch and all that other shit. You got like yeah, there's like all kinds of shit that you can fucking bank on, but like what with COVID, you don't have that.
Yeah, I mean that's why
Unfortunately, that's basically over.
What's that?
Unfortunately, that's basically over. So
yeah, thankfully it's kind of over. Everybody's gotten over the fact that we're all gonna get it and blah blah blah, whatever.
Can you
it's a part of life now.
I can't fathom going back to the goddamn lockdown again. I mean,
I'd love it actually. Give me another lockdown. I'll take it.
yeah, no way. I'm good.
Just
good.
1 month. 1 month. That's all I need.
I honestly wouldn't even follow along with it if they did another one.
Well, I guess it was good.
Oh no, I wouldn't totally follow along with it either.
I guess it was good for my career. It was good for my career in the sense that I produce content that you don't have to leave your home to access. It's all on the internet.
Yeah.
So, it was good for the internet and for everything, all activities that are facilitated by it.
It actually gave podcasts like a really good leg up.
Oh yeah, huge boost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
really good for Amazon.
Yeah, dude.
DoorDash, Get the Dishes, those of the food delivery apps. It's been huge for that. Anyone who, I mean, if you were employed working from home, then it was not a problem. But of course, if it depended on going out to earn a living, that's something else. But a lot of people don't want to go back to the office. They've chosen to keep working from home.
Do you guys think that prostitute lost business went down in revenue? You think there's less hooker traffic?
I don't know.
I think
there's a lot of like under the radar shit.
If you're
you can't deny that. Like, come on now, we're only human.
It's just, he's like, I won't blow you, but I'll give you a handy under the table, all right?
Yeah, like with our masks on.
Right, with our masks on.
With a hole in it, yeah.
I'll show you my face real quick just so you know, like.
Do you think they cut little holes in the masks so they could still perform oral while wearing the mask?
Or maybe maybe Glory Hole's got to like jump up there.
Well, the crack lords wouldn't have ceased their activity. They're not going to let COVID get in the way of crack. They're going to do what it takes.
Shit.
Yeah, I was thinking recently. Yeah, I was thinking recently how like if you wanted to hire movers and you want to get the job done like fairly early in the day, like 5 o'clock, just get some crackheads and say, I'll give you this Ziploc bag of crack, and if you can do it by 5, and I'll give you a second bag if you can do it by 3. You will see some of the most industrious hard work you've ever seen in your life.
Honestly, I would almost disagree with that. You would probably get a lot of broken shit and everything else would be stolen.
Well, you'd have to everything's packed, right? So, and you'd be supervising them, so you make sure that doesn't happen. But
still, you ever actually associated with crackheads? There's some sneaky sons of bitches, bro.
Oh, dude.
Well, yeah, of course. But if they know for sure that they're gonna get a big bag of rocks, all they have to do is lift some furniture and some boxes.
Sometimes.
I think they'll be pretty motivated. Isn't that better than sucking dick on the street? It's legal.
I guess it depends on the dick.
Most of them do the other thing. So.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I would say yes, but I imagine it's easier work just giving a fucking blowy real quick.
Yeah.
You know?
It's easier.
Everybody wants a BJ.
Right? If she's good at it, she can probably get it done in a couple minutes, you know.
If she could take her teeth out, man, then bam.
What teeth?
Hoover that shit.
Oh, maybe she didn't have any to begin with.
Does it crack destroy your teeth? I think meth does too. Yeah, meth mouth.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much from the drug itself. It's actually from the lack of saliva and moisture in your mouth.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I drink. No, never mind.
Everything deteriorates. Your fucking skin gets bad. It just fucks your whole body up. So.
Well, that's from. I mean, yes, it can, but it's also from a lack of hygiene. If you're not bathing, if you're not consuming liquid, if you're not, brushing if you're not doing all that shit, yes, of course. I used to party more. I used to do all kinds of drugs, man. But you know what? My skin's fine. My skin's not fucked up. I got all my teeth. And one of the reasons why I
still got all my teeth.
Right? I always stayed hydrated. And
although I have a really bad cracked one, but that cracked one, like, I bit into it with my tongue ring, so different story.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Sure. I know. Like, I think the thing fell out of it, and I'm like, ooh, like, shit gets caught in there all the time.
Yeah, one of my teeth.
It's from a different thing altogether. It's not from partying. It's from eating fucking gummy candies with a fucking tongue ring in and biting in it for like the final time and being like, oh fuck, I fucked my teeth up.
Now you have the bifurcated tongue. Is it possible for someone to get like a trifurcated tongue? Three.
Oh no, you only have 2 muscles in your tongue, man.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That'd be gross. Well, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, someone would do it. There's people who've tattooed their whole face.
Sorry. I'm sure the mic picked that up.
Oh man.
I burnt.
So yeah, here's my first confession. The title is "Fingered Passed Out Girl." So this is a really wholesome one.
It's funny. I almost picked the.
Oh, you almost picked that one?
Yeah, and the one that Rosanna did. But I'm glad I kept reading because I almost went for those. But anyway, continue.
Oh man, there's all kinds.
So when I was a teenager, I stayed over at my friend's house while his parents were away. His female cousin went to a party and got drunk. She didn't want her parents finding out, so she dropped off at his house after the party. She was so wasted, she ended up passing out on the living room floor. My friend and I fell asleep in the living room watching a movie. In the middle of the night, I went over to where she was and started touching her. I felt her ass and little boobs, I think. She didn't move, so I slowly slid my hand up her shorts from behind. I felt her silky panties and wiggled my fingers inside. I slowly slid my fingers between her legs and was greeted by the hairiest pussy I've ever seen.
Ew.
It was also the sweetest smelling one. So that's not okay. That's molestation.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely molestation. And it sounds like this is like 70s molestation.
I know.
This is like a cold case.
Like normally what happens.
I don't know many chicks with super hairy pussies these days.
Like normally,
I know, right?
Like normally it would happen.
That's why I'm like, ew.
Normally it would happen inside like a 70s conversion van with like a painting of like a wizard on the side.
Yo, we should tell Ray actually like some of these like confessions are kind of like fantasy stories though.
They
like
do sound, a lot of them sound like fiction. Yeah, it's like
it's like fanfic. Like this is what I'd love to happen to me.
But you know what this reminded me of? Because there are movies that came out in the 80s where like they're partying, usually teenagers. A girl passes out. And then the guy breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, goes, "Should I?" The guys think, yeah, go for it, but it's fucking rape, right? You know.
I know,
right?
Yeah,
like remember the movie Kids?
Yes.
Kids, yeah, you did. Oh yeah, that was fucked
Casper.
Up. That's
dude, that was so messed up. He's like, "Don't worry." He's whispering to the past doctor, "Don't worry, it's just me, Casper."
And she was semi-conscious too, so she would remember. And he was getting AIDS.
Yeah, and he got AIDS from her too. Yeah.
You watch? No, he got AIDS and gave it to her.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He gave it to her. That's right.
Yeah.
There were like 4 or 5 people getting.
And then she went to a rave and whatever. Anyway.
That was a fucked up movie. Good movie.
Oh yeah.
It was a good movie, but I was like, man, like,
to think that think that one girl was like losing her virginity and getting AIDS toward the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the girl that Casper raped. That's right. She was a virgin too.
No, this is the one that Telly raped. The
Are
girl
you
was
sure?
like Hispanic. She was
Well,
like
the only one I
Hispanic.
remember, I only remember the one girl getting raped in the whole movie. At the very end by Casper.
That was the blonde girl played by
Wait,
Chloe
Telly. Yeah. Okay. So I think it might. I don't know.
So Casper didn't have AIDS until he raped the blonde girl played by Chloe Sevigny.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was right. Casper
Or
got
she
it
got
from
AIDS.
Yeah.
So she got AIDS from
Right.
the
I
guy
forgot about that.
and from the guy who gave AIDS to the virgin. She got it from him, and then Casper got it from her. So yeah, you're watching like 5 kids get AIDS in the same movie, including the first girl that you see in the movie, because the guy, he took her virginity, the blonde girl, in the very beginning, the first scene, and so she got.
Yeah, smell my fingers and shit or whatever. Like.
Yeah. Well, I had a friend do that. Not with AIDS,
I have no legs. I have no legs.
I have no legs. Wait, that was Eddie Murphy.
No.
Yeah, he was in the subway.
No, I think that was probably a real homeless guy, because the screenwriter Harmony Korine,
I'm not saying in that movie. I'm saying, I believe, what was the movie? Was it Trading Spaces?
Oh yeah, you're thinking of that. But no, the guy in Kids wasn't Eddie Murphy. He wasn't.
No, there was a guy on a skateboard. Yeah. Remember?
I know. And Eddie Murphy did the same thing though.
Oh, so that was a reference to Trading Places.
So I'm wondering if that was a reference to Trading Places.
Yeah, I guess
I think that's the movie, or if it's the other way around. But I think the Eddie Murphy movie came out before Kids.
Well, Kids is the most normal movie written by Harmony Korine. Everything else he's done is totally whacked out, like Gummo. Gummo's like.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I have that one on DVD as well. But yeah, and he did one called Trash Humpers. These people in Nashville going up to garbage cans and having sex with them. That one's pretty fucked up too.
Wow.
He shot it on
trash can sex.
Yeah,
trash can
humpers.
sex.
It's
I've
on
had
YouTube.
Porta potty sex.
You had porta potty sex, but that's
festival. That's festival sex.
Festival
sex.
Oh, you know what? If you pour a ton of lye into one of those chemical toilets, it'll explode.
Like shit! Yeah. That's
like, yeah, literally. Holy shit! Yeah, it'll like fly. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, don't finger unconscious women, because that's. Well, I don't even know if that is molestation. Maybe it's just rape. Maybe that's.
Well, yeah, it's unconsensual.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's.
There's no consent happening, so maybe don't do it. Like, actually, absolutely not do it.
No, absolutely not do it.
Absolutely not do it, because there's no consent.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck has a hairy bush right now?
Well, I'm sure some people do. Religious girls, Christian girls,
I guess.
I probably would have pulled my hand out and pinned a note to her shirt that said, "Fucking shave that shit, bitch."
Yeah, like, what is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Like, what year are you living in right now?
What is this? 1978?
Yeah.
A lot of older women.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of older women don't shave because that just wasn't.
Yes.
Or when they were young, so they don't do it. But
hey, yeah. Speaking of, do you guys know how to tell when a porno's from the 70s?
Pubic hair. Bush.
The guy's dick has sideburns.
Yeah. Or a fucking afro, like clown pubes. First porn film I ever saw was called Coed Fever, and the most realistic depiction of pubic hair in porn I've ever seen. But it came out in the 70s. That's why.
Blue Nuit, man. Blue Nuit.
Well, that is highly, highly impressive that you can remember the name of the first porn you've seen. I have no fucking clue.
I was 10 years old too, yeah.
I think I've seen like a lot though when I was young.
Too much. So I have no idea what my first actual movie that I watched, like that I went down and rented or bought or purchased or whatever. But I do remember the first actual, like when I stepped up my game from just like magazines when I was real young, to actual movies. My buddy, I'll leave his name out of it. It's no one I've ever mentioned before. It was a buddy I had. I mean, I must have been like Oh fuck, what is it? 6th grade maybe, something like that. I don't know. I was probably about 12 or 13, 11 to 13 in that range, probably somewhere. And he gives me a VHS that he recorded some lesbian scene off the porn channel that he got.
Yeah.
But he recorded it on mute because he was also like 12, right? He didn't want his family to hear the lesbian sounds. So I had this lesbian scene on mute for like the first like 6 months of my porn viewing.
And the thing about lesbian scenes is actually the pre-coital conversation tends to be really hot to whatever leads to it, you know.
In this instance, I would have no idea. But yes, in general, they are pretty awesome. But yeah, once again, like I said, mute, so I heard nothing. It just starts with them going at it, and pretty much they go down on each other. They play with each other's bits, and then they scissor for a little while. That's all I got. That's all you got out of it.
I'm fond of scissoring, yeah.
I used to get Risky Mail, and that was like when I was like probably 15, 16, something like that. Risky Mail was like you get like some sort of story and a bunch of pictures, blah blah blah. Like there wasn't any like I was not gonna watch the video even if there was video, because like at the time the computer room was literally right next to my parents' like room.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'll like wait like fucking, I don't know, 10 minutes for like a picture to load because I know by now it's like fucking picture 15 before I see some titties. You know?
Oh yeah, and that was back during the dial-up days, so it's like it literally took like
dude,
5 minutes,
bad.
10 minutes for each picture to
Yeah,
upload.
it's like watching a strip.
And then we had this place called Video Difference, right? Where we could donate canned goods, right? And me and my friends, like one time we fucking donated a bunch of canned goods and we decided we're gonna fucking rent this fucking porn called Sideshow, and it didn't disappoint. It was just like honestly it was not sexy. It was not sexy, but it was like definitely like it was worth the fucking canned fucking beans we gave him.
So it was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's like midgets and like really big, like hairy fat women and like sorry, like a large. This is we're not PC. I'm just gonna say that.
The funniest
not.
Very large woman, very very large woman, and she was very hairy. And what else? There was like
the funniest porn I've ever seen.
some shit.
Did you ever see Edward Penis Hands?
No, well, I seen the fucking picture lots, like, but not the actual movie. I'm like, I don't need to go there.
You know that scene in Edward Scissorhands where he's like sculpting the ice sculpture, and
oh God, no.
So in Edward Penis Hands, he's ejaculating from his fingers, and she's spinning around in it. So
no.
Nikki Sixx played him too, from Motley Crue. Nikki Sixx.
Wait, Nikki Sixx played Edward. Are you
Edward Penis Hands? I'm not lying, man. He really did.
It's like it's in the cast, right? Like.
Well, he wore a costume, so
yeah, but I mean, like it says, like cast of Edward Penis Hands, like Buddy, Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why.
Edward Penis Hands
blowing my mind right
is
now.
a 1991 film. Edward Penis Hands. Oh shit! I'm knocking my shit over here.
Well, it's not like you needed the money in 1991. Motley Crue were still at that time.
Dude, it's got its own IMDb page. Here it is.
Yeah.
Right here for you. Nikki Sixx. Edward.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jenna Fine plays Susan.
Oh.
I don't know if I know who that is, but the name sounds familiar.
It doesn't have a Wikipedia page because I don't think a lot of porn.
Whatever. No, like IMDb is where you go anyway. So
there's no synopsis or anything.
No, it doesn't matter. I just needed to know.
But yeah, there it is. Oh wait, hold on. It's Sicky Nix.
Oh, Sicky. I thought it was Nikki Sixx. Oh.
Hold on. Sicky Nix Sicky Nicks is Edward as Nikki Sixx. Hold on,
Oh,
let's see who Sicky Nicks is. Hold on.
What the fuck?
Sicky Nicks.
I'm going to look up Nikki Sixx to see if there is any history of him having been in porn.
Look up Sicky Nicks. Sicky.
It's not like he needed the money or anything. I mean, 'cause he started Motley Crue, so other work. Let me see.
Sicky Nicks, IMDb. Well, there's his IMDb. There's his Sicky Nicks biography.
Actually, I guess he didn't do that because I looked at the Wikipedia page under other work, and it doesn't show anything like that. So, I mean,
Sicky Nicks death facts. Hold on, let me try who was Sicky Nicks. Let's see if something else comes up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was. Yeah.
Sicky Nicks. Sicky. Wow, that's funny. That's funny. So if you Google who is Sicky Nicks, on the left-hand side you get it explains American adult movie star. Sicky Nicks is an American adult movie star who was born in 1970. Tag movie star, American born. Died recently. Okay, blah blah blah. So it talks about him on the left, but on the right-hand side of the screen there's literally a picture of Nikki Sixx and it says Nikki Sixx, and then it explains his shit. So they're on both. If you look up who Sicky Nicks is, you're going to get an explanation of him and a picture of Nikki Sixx with an explanation of who he is.
But I'll tell you what, that in A Christmas Story, that kid Schwartz, he actually did porn after, like, many years later, obviously. But yeah, he ended up doing porn.
I would hope many years later.
Yeah, he got his tongue stuck to something. All right, Ray. So
hopefully it wasn't a different kind of pole, right?
Yeah, right. No, he was doing women,
right.
but a lot of guys don't last long in porn. It's actually a really hard gig. So Ray, what is your first confession?
All right, my first confession is the one that I'm reading tonight. Not my personal confession. I can almost relate. Both the ones I picked, I can almost relate to. One of them I kind of get lost at, but actually both of them I get a little bit lost at. But anyway, here's the first one. It's I want to be a dragon, and I love dragons more than I love human beings. I've always loved dragons and draconic things more than anything else. They are the only reasons I am alive nowadays. It's always been my fucking dream to just be one with one. I've wanted to be married with, and been attracted to them, but it's not just that. Truly and deeply care about them. Oh, I was meant to say I truly and deeply care about them. I love them more that I think you meant to say than I can put any words on here. I would love to spend every day caring for and loving them. That's what it should say, no for. I make them feel treasured. Oh, to make them feel treasured and pleased, I think that's supposed to say. The only thing I want in life is to be a dragon together with a dragon. I know they don't and most likely will never exist. Well, I'm glad you know they will most likely never will.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's one of the things that depresses me the most. That the one thing I want, the one thing I have always wanted in life, and the one thing that I love will not and will never exist. And it hurts. I've woken up from dreams where I was a dragon or was with one and cried. It feels like I was a mistake, like I will never get to live a life where I get to truly live.
So
one
like
where I what?
I was gonna say like they're transspecial, maybe.
I guess, yeah. One where I can show how much I love something and how much I want to be something with all my heart. No one in my life, there's 2 more paragraphs. No one in my life knows this. I live a fairly average life. I feel I have a positive relationship with my family. I have a 9-to-5 job and no real goal for a career. I have a few friends well, that's probably one of your first problems. You should find a career, buddy. You know, that might give you
friends.
and some friends, you know, that might give you a little perspective. A little something to, strive for. But anyway, I have a few friends that I
man,
occasionally
D&D.
Yeah,
right?
that might be.
Few friends that I occasionally hang out with sometimes. Never been in a relationship. Well, there's your problem. Never wanted to. At least not with anything that's not draconic. So never been in a relationship and never wanted to unless it's with a dragon. Okay, I get it. No one knows this. They all just assume I am just a normal person, and I guess in most aspects I am. Well, if you've never been in a relationship, you are not a normal person, and you're fooling yourself if you think your family and friends think you are. No one knows about this or for this need I have had for my entire life for 22 years. So a youngster, you're not even fully done developing yet, man. Give yourself some time. I have no idea what to do. I fall asleep hoping there's a dragon next to me, sunlight reflecting off her scales with a warm smile. The only way I can cope is by enjoying media with dragons, or, well, at least the ones where they don't kill them. And I don't want... Huh?
No, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. And I don't want to do... Okay, whatever that sentence means. And I don't want to do... I've debated ending my life. Oh, no, that's not cool. Just because of the hopelessness of never going to have this happen. I've stood on overpasses debating if I should. I love them and always will, and I have no idea what to do. If there's anything to do, I apologize if this comes off as dramatic or over the top.
I would say get a monitor lizard or something that
Yeah,
resembles
dude.
a dragon, like something as close as possible. Like it'll be your bestest friend. You could fucking really appreciate something as close as possible to it. It's a mini dragon.
For
So you
sure.
can't.
Well, let's just start right off with suicide is never the answer. So
No,
we don't ever need to do
definitely.
that. It's a selfish move because you leave those that actually care about you. They're left here holding the bag when you do that. That's the proof that I've always tried to explain to people that our lives don't technically belong to us. Because if I was to kill myself right now today, which I never would, but if I was to, it doesn't matter to me. It makes no difference to me because I'm gone. Everyone else that's still here that has to deal with that emotion and pain, those are the people that my life actually belongs to because they're the ones who lose something if I go.
Like your
Does
son.
that make sense? Yep,
Mhm.
my son, exactly. My mom, my friends, you guys, everyone who's going to be like, fuck, Scoob's gone, Ray's gone, like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you have an emotional investment in me, therefore, you're the ones that lose something when I go. It's like if my TV breaks, it doesn't really bother Morgan. Why? It's not his TV. It bothers me because it's my TV. So if I go, it doesn't really bother me because I'm gone. It bothers you. Therefore, my life belongs to you guys.
Yeah.
I hope
And
that
Vince,
makes sense.
and Vince,
No, it's because you form relationships with
Exactly. And yes,
Yeah.
Vince Kitty, poor Vince Kitty, he would lose himself, dude. He gets mad when I'm gone out of the room. If I go to the bath, if I'm in the shower for more than 15 or 20 minutes, if I'm in the bathroom, when I come back, he starts meowing. Yeah, yeah. He's
Oh
pissed
my
off.
God, my cat, she follows me
Yeah, he
everywhere.
hates it when I'm got to be able to see me.
is she an
Yeah.
indoor cat?
Yep, she's an indoor.
See,
She's actually sleeping behind me right now.
see,
She's
Ray's cat used to be an indoor-outdoor. Now he's only indoor, so that's probably part of the problem too.
yeah, and no, I mean, cats have an issue with closed doors.
Oh yeah, you can't go to the bathroom.
No, they legit are we own the house now. Like they have they're like, this is our place.
Yeah, they
Why
like
are
to
you
be able.
closing the door? Like,
But if you open the door and let them in, and then close the door again, they'll end up begging to go back out. So it's
oh, I know. I do
But
that with my cat. I'm like, come on in. I know what you're gonna do. Like, whatever.
so back to this confession here.
Yeah.
So I totally picked this one because I have a huge thing for dragons too. Matter of fact, I even named my
I
son.
fucking love dragons.
Oh, me too. So if you guys ever pay attention or notice, my right arm, my right tattoo, my sleeve on my right side is
Yeah.
it's one big dragon. It takes up my whole upper arm, part of my lower arm, across my chest and across my back. And
Yeah.
not across, but it goes across my right titty and across my right shoulder blade,
So you must have
And,
watched Game of Thrones, right?
I did. I actually read the books
I
too.
did.
They
I
were
didn't
cool.
watch. I didn't read the books. I watched
But
all that shit.
I like dragons so much that I got statues, figurines, incense holders. I even named my son after a dragon.
Isn't it a relief though that fire-breathing dragons don't exist?
Oh, of course.
A huge
They
problem.
fuck shit up all the time.
Yeah,
They're just like blah, like.
But yeah, one of my favorite dragon movies ever growing up, dragons was Dragonheart with Sean Connery.
Dragonheart was good.
Right?
What about Dragon Slayer? Was that a good one?
Dragon Slayer was cool. That's all. But then when my son was born, dragon names. I searched and Drake came up, and actually people always ask, "Oh, is he named after the rapper?"
Yeah, I said that.
And no, he's actually named after Dragonheart 2. The dragon in Dragonheart 2, the sun dragon of Sean Connery's dragon is named Drake. So if anyone looks at Dragonheart 2, the name of the dragon is Drake, and that's the one my son's named after. But anyway, what I'm getting at is I fucking love dragons. They're awesome. They kick ass. But I would never bang one. In this article, this person's talking about wanting to be with them and.
Well, care.
I'm getting a very sexual vibe off.
If a dragon had an orgasm, would they breathe fire from that? You wonder.
Oh God.
And what if it came out the other orifice? What if it burned your dick off?
I mean, what if it isn't fire? I mean, what if it's like hot custard?
Steam, maybe. Yeah.
Right. It's like fucking.
Maybe it'd get very hot. I don't know about that. Like usually it comes out the mouth. As far as I know.
Like that frosting that you put on top of the toaster strudel if it gets too hot.
Oh God.
Like
it just kind of drips
like donair sauce. Yeah.
Right. Really
I got donair sauce all inside my fucking bag the other day. Like.
Did you watch Ray's video about making?
Did you watch our video yet, Rosanna?
No, about making donair sauce. Did you make it?
Yeah, I posted it like 3 days ago.
Fuck, I get it. Okay. But what'd you think?
Oh, dude, they're amazing. But yeah,
I know, right? With the sauce, the sauce is it's so good. But the thing is, I'd have to taste it to verify.
Here, let me get my little shameless plug real quick, you guys. Yeah, so if you go on YouTube and you go over to either Conehead Entertainment, spelled Konehead, one word, and then the second word Entertainment. Or you can look up Scoob Dad's Snack Shack. That's SCOOBDAD' Snack Shack. Scoob Dad's Snack Shack. Anyway, there's an episode on there. I mean, I got plenty of episodes of my cooking show. Then I've got, my political news talk show, which, maybe no one really cares about, but that's okay. But my cooking show is awesome. And anyway, I made donairs, and it's called Scoob Dad's Donair Dream. That's the name of the episode. And I mean, they turned out awesome, and I mean,
I'd have to come verify. I'd be like, okay, is this a Nova Scotia donair?
Well, I actually Morgan.
I sent him 2 jars of King of Donair sauce. So I mean.
Nice.
Yeah. So I used that. So I made one with that. I actually still have one of the jars that I'll be taking back home with me on June 24th. I'm flying back to California to go visit my family, and my son's flying out. So I get to see him 1 month out of the year. His mom from North Carolina. Yeah. So we're gonna go. I'm bringing it with me, and I'm gonna make donairs with them. I actually think I might make donair burgers. I might try to do an infusion and do a donair burger. And,
you need to try a donair egg roll.
They make you. Have you tried the pizza, donair pizza?
Donair pizza.
I know they make that. Yeah. They make donair. They make garlic fingers that you dip in donair sauce.
But I also made my own sauce too. So I made one of the King of Donairs, and then I made a homemade sauce off a recipe I got online.
That's what he did.
Right?
I made my own sauce.
I made my own sauce from Rub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I made it from Rub and Tizug.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my second confession.
So, right?
I go before her. Oh no, yeah, you went first, right? Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, mine's a little bit long, and
all right. We're listening.
All right, mine's a little long, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I think it's like a fantasy, so strap in. Or strap
Okay.
on. Okay. Old man, younger woman. So I seduced my man. So I seduced my dad's friend. So one day, out of the blue, after my dad's passing, his friend texted me and asked to see me since he had not seen each since the funeral. He sent me the address and I went. However, I wasn't dressed appropriately and threw on a sweater to cover up some. So as we sat on the couch catching up, I could feel my shoulder strap drop. See, this is where like I'm like, no. Like she put a fucking sweater on, right? Like and
Yeah.
now like okay.
If you're
So
scantily clad, you wouldn't go somewhere where you don't want to be scantily clad. You would change. Any
well,
woman I've
yeah,
never
but I mean, okay, no, listen, like, she
okay.
already put a sweater on, right? Like, she put a sweater on, note. As we
Sweaters do
sat,
really accent, the bust.
well, I mean, like, you can zip a fucking sweater on. Like, what kind of sweater is it? A pull on? Is it a button up? Like,
Again.
whatever. Anyway,
Right. Anyway, well,
she has a sweater on, though. As we sat on the couch catching up, I could feel my shoulder strap drop and expose my nipple a little, and he didn't say a word, but I could hear his mouth smack. When I noticed it, I quickly pulled up for some strange reason. I think it says pussy, I think, jerked a little. I think I was turned on to the fact that my nipple was out, and he saw it but said nothing. So we watched a few games on TV. He got closer and closer, so close that he was damn near cradling me. I leaned back into the couch and let my other nipple slide out. And he said, "Get as comfortable as you like, baby." And then we both knew something was about to happen. I slide my romper off. Like, what is she wearing? This,
Romper.
well, like, there. Anyway.
I know about
There's a
romper.
sweater and a romper and, like, whatever. I don't know, like, maybe it's a really loose romper.
I think that might be an Australian word,
No,
actually.
a romper is like basically like a one piece like shorts and like tank top
Oh, so it's
or
not
like
lingerie.
shirts or whatever. Like it's a one piece thing.
Oh,
Like
so it's
yeah,
not
it's
lingerie.
like
It's just it's an undergarment, but it's just one.
no, it's like
no,
it's not an
it's like
undergarment.
it's like a really light summer dress that has like
Shorts.
shorts
It's
and like
usually shorts,
almost
yeah.
spaghetti
It,
straps, not
It
necessarily always
can't
spaghetti
like
straps.
not yeah, it could be any shoulder kind of whatever. But she's got a fucking sweater on though. Like how does these nipples slide out? Does she have the fucking
yeah,
sweater open?
yeah, I think a guy wrote this.
Prob-
Exactly. This is
she
what I'm
probably
like.
took it off. I mean, she might have taken it off when she got inside.
Yeah, oh, like they're
Yeah, I don't know.
they didn't say. Anyway, um okay. By then, we both knew something was about to happen. I slid my romper off and guide his hand to my pussy and his mouth to my nipples. I was so turned on because somewhere in my mind, I've always wanted to be touched by my older man. The English is terrible.
I'm sorry, Rosanna. I was just chuckling because you totally said pussy like an 11-year-old boy who like shouldn't. He's like, my pussy.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't be loud, and
Oh right.
I
Oh
know
yeah.
my fucking voice carries. Like pussy.
Not a word you want to say with your parents around.
It's all right. It's all right. It's hotter when a girl. That word's so hotter when a girl whispers it. That's my pussy. All right, continue.
Okay. He fingered me for what felt like hours. I came over and over again. It was the amazing experience of my life. So, That was definitely a look into fanfic, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I once read like a little book of like literary pornography, not
It's
that kind of highfalutin
fucking
type.
written by a dude.
Yeah, like it's not the kind that's written by women. I could tell because that trope of a young girl being attracted to older men, that's a popular concept, popular premise with that kind of pornography, but that's just
Yeah.
written, you know.
That's actually a very
terrible.
realistic thing, though.
Well, there
Women
are young. It's true. There are
women
young
are
women who have
rarely
daddy
attracted to
issues.
younger men.
Well, not younger men, no, but I think
Oh yeah, no, I've always been.
but they tend to mostly go for guys who are maybe like 2 to 4 years older.
But I'm not young anymore.
No. I would say I bet you there's at least a 5 to 10 year average gap between most relationships.
Probably.
I bet if you added all the relationships in the world together and averaged the age difference, it's closer to 7 years.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I was just gonna say, like, I've had a 7-year gap in most relationships, like,
Yeah.
and it's only been recently that it's been on the flip side of like me being older.
Because you got to remember, girls tend to develop mentally faster than boys. On top of it, they gravitate towards manly male father type figures, whether you realize it or not. And then on top of it,
I know.
And then on top of it, they like protectors and providers. So very few 21-year-old boys are full-on providers, where a 31-year-old man most likely has settled into his position. You know what I'm saying? And so
women,
we're
semi.
Man, you know, semi. Not all
women who
reasons
have
like some of
daddy
us.
issues. Women who have daddy issues either because there was no father growing up or maybe a weak father figure. A lot of them become really fixated on having a dominant male in their lives, and so they might end up, dating the strip club's owner as well as dancing at the strip club, that kind of thing. And
so you mean they're like Lucy?
Yeah, they end up with the worst guys. I think that's what I've noticed anyway. Yeah.
They go from the ashtray miner to the strip club owner.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's right. And also another thing I read about the difference between the porn that women like and the porn that men like, and also in terms of the porn they would create, is that what men tend to focus on body parts more, whereas women seem to. I mean, this is what I've read anyway. I read women are more interested in the connection between the two people, and what happens as a result, but men are much more inclined to be fetishists. So where do you weigh in on that, Von Dark?
Yeah. Where to weigh in on that? Like when you're talking about like what fetishes and stuff, like.
Yeah,
I got a little opinion on that I think I can help with Von Dark here. I would definitely say yes, because I mean, if you say the right words, you can get a chick off just as well as you can with your fingers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, wait. What was the question? Let's go.
Well, some people have this theory about the difference between what like men and women would find appealing in porn. They said men focus on body parts and sometimes different kinds of clothing, whereas women are more interested in what's actually happening between the two partners, the connection they have, and what that leads to.
The words being said,
that too, yeah.
Like men don't give a shit about what's being said in porn. We just want to see some fucking penetration,
Yo, okay, I'm gonna just say one thing here. Like that's like sometimes where I go, because I'm like, maybe I just want to get off real quick. Like true. I just want to see some fucking like
just some hair pulling and fucking
just hit it. But like when it comes to my own stuff, man, like I've like if somebody like talks to me and like whatever, like sometimes that's like amazing. Sorry, my cat is trying to get out. My cat's just
that's what I was getting at.
I like personally like what I like is like I like to hear some stuff. I don't necessarily need to be fucking made love to, but like I want to like I need like a little bit more sensory. Like sometimes I get a sensory overload that's amazing. Like, and that's from like talking, pulling hair, whatever the fuck, like lots of things. But like, I don't know. It just depends. It really depends. I gotta let my cat out the door though. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't stay in the doors closed. That's for sure.
But yes, I would definitely agree that men care less about dialogue and plot.
Storyline, yeah.
Yeah,
story,
fuck the fucking plot.
Where your average chick.
Going back to like the first porns that like we fucking purchased or whatever, like the one I actually like bought. I bought Pirates on DVD, the first one. And like I would just fast forward to like the best fucking parts. Like I knew what they were.
That's what guys.
I watched the movie. I watched the movie for shits and giggles all the way through once, and then I was like, nope, straight masturbatory. Like this is like I know what ones I want. Like
yeah, it's kind of a struggle. It was a struggle I found, like to watch the whole movie all the way through, because if the first scene got you off, like why wait?
You need to wait for like the fucking like piece de la resistance at the very end, man.
Yeah, right.
Jesus,
yeah.
they
if you
like
play your card,
candles, like it's great.
If you play your cards right, one movie can last a whole month.
That's what made it difficult to like rent a movie from a video store. You're only gonna have like 2 days. What are you gonna? You can't jerk off. Well, okay, you can, but you're gonna get sore. You know what I'm saying?
No, there's one movie that like I went to like all the time because I was just like, yep, no, this does it every time, and it was like it lasted me fucking 6 months. I was like, no, this is good.
Yeah.
You're right. You guys know how hard it is, and that's only a slight play on words. No. No, do you know how hard it is to actually sit exactly to sit through a porno like and just watch it? Like I'm telling you, do you know how rare it is? Like fucking, I've had girls like, that's the game we're gonna play. Let's see if we can just watch it, and of course you can't. Within 5-10 minutes, dude, you guys are fucking banging.
Yeah. I usually I try to wait it out to like the second scene, because the second scene is usually better. Like I'll tell you, in some way.
You were talking earlier about like saying the right things. Sometimes how talking can be a big turn on.
Dude, like
one thing I didn't anticipate. One thing I didn't anticipate is having these female fans of my podcast telling me it turns them on to hear my voice talking about these horrific events, murder, rape, shit.
Morg, that's it, bro. You need to start your own OnlyFans, bro.
Yeah.
But you can like
something.
Yeah, but you could sell like personalized fucking
a cameo, that thing.
Yeah, where like they can pay a certain amount of dollars a month, and fucking like twice a week you'll send them like a 5-minute fucking thing where it's you talking.
Were you just talking to them?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, boy, you make some money, bro. I'm telling you. Dude.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my.
I only want
He was like on that note.
Well, yeah, if they're gonna pay me, yeah. So for my second confession, the title is "I envy Islamic traditions in Europe." So I live in West Europe. We don't have traditions anymore. Those we have are commercial events. I envy Muslim migrants here for their strong traditions. Ramadan isn't like Christmas or Easter. Their holidays are traditions that bind their community together. I just hope that one day our own European traditions can be recovered. I feel so alienated because other West Europeans hate their own culture. It has been made a very bad impact on my mental health. My therapist has no solutions. I feel lost and estranged in a society that's supposed to be my home. I feel like an alien. Well, I feel like this must be exaggerated because I admittedly have never been to Europe, but I'm sure they must still have a lot of holiday
Like
tradition.
What Western European, what did they
Uh,
specify?
he didn't specify what country, but I mean, you live in
Western. I
Germany or
lived
something?
in Germany, yes.
They have holidays and traditions that everyone.
Yeah, oh
Of course
totally.
they do.
And I
Of
mean,
course
like
they
the
do.
thing is, like the way that they celebrate stuff is a little bit different. Like they have like little festival, like not festivals, but um like their version of Santa is just slightly different than the American or North American version,
Yeah, I
right?
think the
Like,
European Santa's a little more drunk.
Skinnier
oh
too.
yeah, dude, like, oh, okay, so get this. When I lived there, when they would have like the winter like little like things like right around Christmas time, there'd be this like they'd call it Glühwein, and it was like warm wine, right? Like with like
Yeah, I've
cloves
heard of that
and
stuff.
like
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's so
almost like
good. And like there was other shit like they would have like little festivals and shit through there all the time. Um, it's like okay, I feel like Buddy just wants to have like a little piece of fucking Europe. Like, and I don't know where he lives, but like the closest thing that he can get to that would be Old Quebec.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Uh,
it is actually pretty close. Like, they
Beautiful.
don't celebrate all the things that whatever, but it's like looking at like some of the places that are, I don't even know about like what it looks like now, but hopefully they still have like the fucking cobblestone shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know what part of this also sounds like to me, Morgan, is something that you and I have talked about at length several occasions. I mean, he's European, so he's most likely a Caucasian white person, and
Well,
a lot of people in modern Western civilization are being taught to hate themselves simply for being white, and so. It's just like, they say that white people don't have culture. White people aren't an ethnic group,
or
like
that
all
we
that stuff. When
steal it.
when
yeah.
realistically when realistically we are every race is an
A
ethnic
lot of
group.
us
Every
steal.
race has tradition, like every
Yeah.
race. Like there's no such
Yeah.
thing as that doesn't
I,
and or isn't ethnic, an ethnic group.
I suspect
um
he might be like the dragon guy in the sense maybe he has no friends, no family, and he
yeah,
feels alienated.
yeah, yeah. And also, like, I don't mean to speak I mean, I personally have a hard time with him because it's like I don't know if he's actually even read the Quran or what it's about or what the type of teachings Muhammad actually spoke, because you know when people talk about Muslim extremists, what they don't understand is all the things that extremists believe are literally what Muhammad taught. So anyone who isn't acting like an extremist is not actually following the teachings of Muhammad. And so I've actually read the Quran and studied it a little bit. So it's like it's really hard. Like there's so many other things that you could, like, even if you didn't have traditions, there's so many other things and other nationalities and other groups and other races and other demographics that have traditions that you could be envious of without it being them, because I mean it's you
Well,
know
and then another issue is that there's consequences for not participating in these traditions.
oh
If you're
yeah.
not going to be killed or whatever, your family might just write you off, just
Well,
just cast you out, and from that point onwards, like you're dead to them. So they, whether they want to participate or not, that blackmail is kind of hanging out there.
oh
So,
yeah. It's like they throw in the Muslim countries, like if you're gay, they'll throw you off the building.
yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
like,
we
so I mean,
there are
I don't
people
know. Like,
there are people who move here
I've
as
had Muslim
refugees.
friends. I've had friends that are Muslim that I really care about, and so but they don't like follow, like they're not extremists, so technically they're not
Mm.
following exactly what's being taught. So I don't really know how they fall in the category. I don't really care. I mean, probably shouldn't get too into the Muslim
Yeah,
religion, but
yeah, 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 yeah.
we
Well,
could have a
when I
Muslim
was in
religion
junior
conversation one day if you wanted.
when I was in junior high, I knew a kid who was Muslim, and Ramadan was going on, and somebody brought up at one point the fact that you're supposed to fast from dawn to dusk, but they said, I saw them eating a bag of chips the other day at noon hour, so I'm sure a lot of them sneak behind their parents' back and
No,
shit
not
like that.
Ramadan. Ramadan's pretty cool. I remember when I was in prison, I was the lead clerk of the community resource manager. And so we helped all religious and self-help groups acquire things that they needed. Well, inmates are allowed to celebrate religious services. And so every Christmas, the Christians get to put on a Christmas little pageant where they sing, and the band plays, and a service. The Catholics get to do theirs, the Muslims get to do theirs, the Buddha, like everyone gets to do a little. So Ramadan came around, and so I didn't help them put it on, but they had to submit all the paperwork through me to go through my boss and everything. So when the food was prepared, so for I can't remember how many, it went on for several days, and so every night I had to help them, bring the trays over. I stood outside and kind of watched, and I mean there was a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, some good food looking, good time. It looked like good times. I'm not gonna lie, Ramadan, it seemed like good times. But everyone's got traditions. So
yeah,
no matter where you live, no matter your nationality, no matter your surroundings, no matter what, there are traditions. And if you don't know what they are, look them up, ask around, ask your elders. Maybe I mean, families tend, okay, I remember growing up, we used to always have family get-togethers. Papa Joe and Grandma Clarine, my aunts and uncles would come by with all the cousins, and every Christmas, and I want to say once in the summer, the whole family get together. Oh, and Thanksgivings too. But as Papa got older, and then especially after he passed, that all just went away. And it's it's been decade since the whole family's been together, a minimum of a decade since the whole family's been in the same room at the same time. Or even part of the family. There's never been more than two or I've been with my aunt and my uncle at the same time, a handful of times. And that's literally it. I still got another uncle. I got a whole bunch of cousins, and it's then another uncle. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and that's a bummer. So we can get away from. So I guess the point I'm getting at is we can get away from our traditions really easily, and things that connect us to who we are and what we are. But if you really want them, you don't have to want to adopt someone else's traditions. Find out what yours were, or create some new ones of your own. Start your own traditions.
Totally.
Get a few friends or a few family members and make a tradition. Every year on this day, we're going to do this. Every year on this day. Go ahead, more.
That's what it's all about, really. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and also when it came time to put on the Christmas pageant, did the guy dress up as Mary?
What?
Was your guy, dressed up as the Virgin Mary? Okay, so
you're talking about in prison? No. Now over at the Catholic service, they might have, because that's where they tend to do that Christmas pageant with the Jesus thing. Christians, like the Protestants, it wasn't so much a Christmas pageant where they tell the birth of Jesus story. It was more like music, food. Actually, it went food, music, and then a service. A pastor came in and gave an hour-long sermon. That's what the Protestants did. I attended that one. The Catholics did something else. I didn't really go in there for that because theirs happened on the same day. Or no, was it? Yeah, it was the same day as the Christian, because it's two different chapels. And then the Ramadan thing, like I said, that went on for what is it? It's almost 2 weeks, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, it's a while.
Yeah.
That would be hard for me, because when you have diabetes, you can't fast for that long throughout a day. So otherwise, you'll end up in a coma. But
yeah. If I remember correctly, they fast during the day, then they can only eat that meal, the Ramadan meal, at night.
Yeah, it's a big feast. Yeah, it's a big meal.
Yeah, it's a big feast. It's a big meal. A lot of stuff.
I don't know if they do presents or not, but
I don't think during Ramadan. I mean, then again, once again, my only experience with it was in there, and I mean, they weren't all handing each other presents,
Yeah, of course not.
Or maybe in the outside world they actually do. It's quite possible.
Well, I guess in prison a gift would be like a pack of cigarettes or something like that.
Well, not in California. Those are illegal in
Oh
California.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
A gift in there would be like like a top ramen or like maybe a Snickers bar or like a meat log. If someone, dude, that'd be a nice present, bro. If someone gave you a meat log, you'd be like, damn, bro, thanks. Those things are almost $4, you know. You're like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, meat log.
Fucking meat log. This is going to my spread, dude.
That's what
For those of you who don't know what a spread is, a jailhouse spread, if you go to Scoop Dad Snack Shack on Conan Entertainment, episode 2, I believe, is Jailhouse Spread Burrito. Go and check it out. Okay. Shameless plug.
Wow. That's 2 now.
Well, Von Dark had a short stint in jail. What did they feed you in there?
Okay, so I had beef.
Meat logs.
No, I didn't. Okay. I had sandwiches like in the like jail that was the holding cell that was like near Gottingen or whatever. And I'm sure that was probably part of the Trailer Park Boys or like movie or whatever. They're like there's all kinds of Halifax everywhere. There was in Burnside I had beef teriyaki and rice, but it was like I had like this fork I had to make.
Yeah.
I had to fold it and stuff, right? So I had this fork, and I think I had like maybe a brownie or something. And like they gave me like coffee fixings, but there was no like way to make coffee. I'm like, cool. Like, where do I like? Do I stick this into my chocolate milk? I don't know what to do. Like,
you just get the tap water and you just put it in the tap water and you gotta let it sit so it'll actually dissolve.
But you'll get this like my first time where I like actually got into like government clothes. I call them government clothes.
Yeah, a jumpsuit, granny.
Yeah. Like, and I had to like this is for court, but I think this was the time I had the teriyaki. Anyway, so when I first got there, like they take your smokes, they take everything that's like smokable, whatever. They take your life away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go into this cell, and someone managed to get like half a smoke in there, right? And I was like, oh, bitch, I gotta make it my mission to get this half a smoke out of here. And I actually did, but I didn't know that I had to go change. So like I had to like fucking think on my fucking feet. Like they can't know that I somehow have a cigarette. Like
Yeah, that's right.
I had it in my fucking sneaker, my fucking size like 9.5, almost 10 fucking feet. They didn't find it.
You know what I find funny of that story right
and
there?
I got it the fuck out of there though. I got it out of the jail. It made it in somehow. And I got that fucker out. I was just like, hell yeah, bitch. And I've never even been in jail really that long like before. I was like it was like not my first time, but it was my first time.
Fucking you know what I love about that story is how you related all your everything smokable to your whole life. You know, they took everything. They take everything smokable from you. They take your whole life.
Yeah. Oh, really? Like anything. Like like your vape, your whatever, like everything. They're just like, no, jewelry, fuck you.
If it's detachable, they take it. If you got fake eyelashes on, they take that. You know, they take your jewelry, your watches.
Did they look up your ass with a pen light?
I was always in rough shape when I went there, so I never had
fake
eyelashes on. What?
But you know, but I'm a freak.
They took a whole pack of cigarettes from me, and I learned like.
Did they throw delousing powder on you?
No.
No.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, maybe that was just.
I mean, this is Canada. Ray's talking from fucking U.S., so like I can't.
But they sprayed your ass cheeks in a lot of prisons. I know that.
Oh man, they There was one time, like the scanning machine was totally broke. They couldn't move it or anything. I was like, damn, this is the one time I could have fucking got shit in.
Oh, damn.
All right, check it out. No joke, Morgan. Not county jail so much, but state prison, state penitentiary. Anytime you move from one section to another, whether you're going from the yard to outside to like, it's not even technically outside. It's just because it's another gated area, but it's like where the welding shop is or the wood shop or whatever. When you go over to work, and you come back from work, or if you go to like, anytime you go through sections, you have to spread and cough. Like if you work in the kitchen, every time you leave work, come out of the kitchen, strip search. So if you work 5 days a week, that happens to you 5 days a week.
Damn.
5 times.
God damn.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, dude. I mean, so I used to always joke. I mean, I've literally had someone bend over and cough and spread them and all that shit so many times in my life that I used to joke about getting an actual eyeball tattooed on my asshole. That way, when I bent over and spreaded them, and they looked, there'd be an eyeball staring right back at them. Motherfuckers, how do you like it?
Or get a tattoo.
Look at my butthole.
Get a tattoo across your ass that says "Nothing to declare." Like
or nothing to see here.
That's something we used to always do. It's a game we used to always play, like talk shit. It's you got a tattoo on your lower back, so it'd be like, you got a tattoo on your lower back that says "Men at Work," or like I don't know, when you got a tattoo on your lower back that says
slippery when
dangerous.
wet.
Yeah, slippery when wet. You got a tattoo on your lower back that says danger or falling rocks, shit like that. Fucking.
Well, Von Dark, has half of your tattooing career been about putting tramp stamps on soccer moms?
Not just soccer moms. I did some like beefy dudes.
Beefy dudes.
I did tramp stamp, literally like a tramp. It says tramp.
It says tramp stamp.
Oh. And it's like, no, like it's actually, maybe it's the whole thing tramp stamp. But I made it look like a stamp too. Like,
that's cool.
On a fucking big beefy dude.
All right. Well, one thing I found an interesting fact today. I used to think there was just one major porn star from Nova Scotia, Peter North. But then there was this girl named August Ames. She was from Antigonish.
Okay.
She ended up committing suicide, not because of porn, but she had some mental health problems. But yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it had a great ending. But so there's one more. I think. Did you do your last one, Von Dark? Did you let?
I did, and you did yours.
So Ray's up now, is right?
Yeah, but it's my turn. I'm the last one.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm having a little bit of my spinach real quick, dude.
Cool. Damn, I wish I could smoke inside.
For the viewers who don't know, just a little roughage, a little lettuce. The devil's lettuce.
Jazz cabbage.
Alrighty. This one's a bit epic. This one I think might be a little bit longer than my last one too. All right. Ooh, my throat's a little scratchy. Okay, this one's entitled "What's Wrong with Me?" When I drink, I get a strong urge to be an exhibitionist, but not in a normal flashing people in the bar sort of way. I want people to accidentally, in quotations, see me or not just me. I haven't exposed my husband. I have even exposed my husband, but he doesn't know that. The earliest I remember was around 23. I was with my husband and I just had an urge, so we were in the backyard and I could see the neighbor's son peeking at me in the backyard. I was mowing the lawn in a bikini, which I always did back then. Get some chores done and get a tan at the same time, right? I seldom wore any more than a bikini back in the backyard. Anyway, I see him out of the corner of my eye and stopped the mower, pretended to be adjusting my bikini and let the top slip down. I felt a rush of electricity run through my body and fumbled with my top and then got it all fixed up. Didn't even finish mowing the lawn. I dragged my husband in the house, took off my wet bikini bottoms, and went at it. I didn't really do much for a while after that, but then one night we were having people over and just my husband and a couple of his friends were still left in the kitchen, so I had moved to the living room, which was on the other side of a wall, and I felt that urge again. I had on a skirt, so I took off my underwear, hid them in the couch cushions, and laid down. I positioned myself so if anyone walked by leaving or going to the bathroom, they would get a show. Both of my husband's friends used the washroom before he did, and both stopped in the hallway where they couldn't be seen and stared as I pretended to be asleep, but watched out of the corner of my eye. I did this so many times over the last 20-ish years that I don't even know how many people have seen my privates. One time I thought I was going to quit after it went too far, and I let it happen. My mom had a stepson that I was 14 years younger than... No, my mom had a stepson that is 14 years younger than me. And when I was about 30, I was at mom's. The kids were put to bed, and I embellished a little much on red wine. I seen him checking me out constantly and gave him a few little peeks. I made like I was drunker than I was, or maybe not. I may have been pretty drunk, but anyway, I went to bed and left my door open just a crack. I was starting to drift off when I seen just a faint light come on from the basement and heard footsteps. I instantly got so wet and my nips got so hard. I had a long t-shirt of my husband's on and made sure to arch my back just enough to show some. I don't know how much was showing, but some, I'm sure. Anyway, I heard my door drag across the carpet as it opened, and within minutes I felt my hand on my thigh. I felt a hand on my thigh. It slid up my hip, and I could feel it sliding my shirt with it. The hand slid across my butt cheek, and he didn't waste any time. A finger slid between the cheeks and found my wet lips. I heard his zipper and then heard the sounds of him stroking as he slid his finger up and down my lips. And then I decided, okay, on the count of 10, I need to end this. I counted down, and by the time I got to 4, that finger slid inside and I forgot what I was doing. Holding my pillow and trying to take deep breaths while pretending I was asleep as I came on his finger was about the hardest thing I had ever done. I heard him whisper, "Oh fuck," probably from how hard I came. I was holding my pillow and my face was burning from embarrassment because I could feel my cum running down my ass cheeks. I felt him pull his hand away, and just when I thought it was over, I felt him press his cock into my wetness. And I was like, oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Oh
fuck.
fuck.
Oh fuck. You ever notice that?
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, I thought for about 10 seconds, which was just long enough for him to get balls deep and and make my toes curl before I decided it was too far and took a deep roll away from him. He left, and nothing like that has ever happened again, but lots and lots of other exposure to everyone I possibly could. Men, women, I get a rush from it. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a heavy one.
That was heavy.
I think that one was realistic, too.
That might be real.
Yeah.
That might be real.
There was a lot of detail there. Either that or he's an actual writer. You know what I'm saying? Because your average dude ain't coming up with all that. So I can kind of relate to this, not because I like banged my stepbrother or anything. I've never done that. But I have been known to become a bit of an exhibitionist, especially when I've been drinking.
Yes.
You know, it is not uncommon for when I'm drunk to be talking dirty with the girl and she's like, "Show me your cock," and I'm like, "Fucking okay."
What?
Yeah, right.
What all I had to do was ask.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you had to do with that. And so like I can get it, and it is a bit of a rush, and it is a bit fun, and I mean, but I don't know about the showing it to unsuspecting or unwanting people, because
Yeah.
you could easily get in serious trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's lucky she was obviously probably a relatively attractive girl, because if that was a dude just laying on the couch while her old lady's friends were walking up the house with just his dick hanging out, you know, he'd be Me Too'd like you wouldn't believe. You know what I'm saying? And
maybe a little bit, depending. I mean, I might take a quick peek and be like, well, it's like probably not even like. It depends. If he's like fucking full staff, then there's something.
Right.
You know, like.
And that's another thing, though. Us guys, we wouldn't really be able to play it off as well because
you'd have to be half.
Yeah, at best.
Half.
I mean, okay, speaking from myself mostly, if it turns me on, I'm going to begin to get hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Regardless of what it is. And so if exposing it turns me on, it's not going to be laying there against my leg. He's going to be full mast, you know? And then anyone walking by is going to know something's up.
Sundial.
Right? What about you, Mort? You ever lay there on the couch with your panties off and just let your fucking junk hang out?
Well, I mean, there are lots of men who are exhibitionists who enjoy exposing themselves, and there are a lot of women who enjoy it. But women seem to, excuse me, they tend to have the privilege in that situation because men are more likely to respond favorably to it than
dude,
women.
we got the privilege of dresses.
Yeah, you can flash pretty.
You could just be like, we don't have any panties on, and then bam.
Like, even if an ugly woman flashed her tits at me, like, I wouldn't get upset about it. But if a woman doesn't want to see a penis and she sees the penis anyway, that she'll be in therapy for 5 years. Unsolicited peni don't go over so well, but
unsolicited peni.
Yeah, like, you know, it's a drag, Raymond. In Toronto, it's legal for women to go topless, but you rarely ever see it. The last time I saw it, where these animal rights people were kind of demonstrating, and a couple of girls were topless because their idea was if men see tits, they'll pay attention, and I certainly did. I did.
It worked.
Yeah, hold on. I'm calling horse shit. You might have been staring at their general direction of their tits, but you were not paying attention to a fucking word that was said.
Yo, okay. No, I'm gonna say one thing, because I remember when that happened, when they like legally lifted the law. Like the day that it was legally lifted, that's when like some people celebrated. Not all people, but some people did.
Like, a few women did it to be outraged.
They're like, yeah, whoa.
Well, yeah, you gotta remember, you're gonna have a bunch of guys staring, and that's gonna get old. If dudes weren't staring, then they
realized that they were the only ones celebrating.
Exactly. There's only 5 of us, dude. We gotta go.
We should probably wrap this up.
If there's more eyeballs than titties, it's never gonna work.
So there is a nude beach like in Center Island here. So that
we got fucking Crystal Crescent Beach.
Oh, there's a new beach in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, me and this girl I was seeing, we were both kind of into this very same thing, and in San Francisco there was a club called the Power Exchange, which is just basically a big sex club, and and we totally went and fucking had a blast, did all kinds of crazy things, fucked in front of a bunch of people. Like, it was wild, but it was fun. We only fooled with each other. Like, it wasn't like we did any group things or anything. Yeah. But like, when we got there, she gave me head on a couch while, like, I'm serious, I'm not even joking, like 30 or 40 people just stood there watching, you know. And it was a trip, dude. And then like then after that, it was funny. There was like all the rooms were like different themed rooms. There was like a military room and like fucking space. Well, there was this Egyptian room, and fucking she called it she was like, okay, I just gave you head on. I want you to go. You're gonna eat me out in the Cleopatra room. I want to be Cleopatra, and you're gonna eat me on the bed in front of everybody. And I said, all right, whatever, let's fucking rock, dude.
Fucking
And
right.
fucking no, right? Banged on the swing, banged on the horse. Fucking army room. Fucking it was all. It was
Army
wicked
room,
wild
man.
fun.
Army room all the way.
Yeah, for sure. It was all like camoed. It had like that camo net that they use
Yeah.
over the it was as if it was a canopy over the bed with like fucking like army bags and shit, like the
Fucking
duffel bags that
sweet.
carry their clothes in, like all over it, and like there was like fake guns stacked up, and the bed was like a barracks bunk. It was cool.
Well, have either of you been to a private sex party, like at someone's house?
I've had private sex at people's houses.
Or like a party, like an orgy situation?
I've had sort of boisterous sex at, well, when I was in BC, there was like, I was involved with some swingers. It was fun.
I mean, I've gone to parties where it was a group of guys and a group of girls, and basically, like, everyone was kind of seeing someone. So everyone starts everyone bangs eventually, but like never as a group. Like me and my friends never ran a train on a girl, or I never was a part of an orgy. Even when I went to that sex club, like I said, her and I only fooled with each other. Like we didn't let no one else get involved. Well, that's not okay. That's almost not necessarily true, because in the beginning, when she was giving me head, this one girl was like sitting and watching. She walked up and like grabbed my hand and totally stuck it up in her crotch, and so I played with it while I was getting head for a minute. Other than that, nothing else happened for either of us. Yeah, it was a trip. She just walked up and grabbed my hand and shoved it up there, and she was cute, so I was like, fuck it, you know. I mean, fuck it, you know. If the wildebeest, I probably would have pulled my hand back. Oh, that's mean. Be nice, Ray.
Are there any
it's got teeth.
Are there any I don't even think there are even strip clubs in Nova Scotia, or at least not in Halifax.
Anymore.
On Trailer Park Boys, there's one, but not in real life.
Yeah, not anymore. I remember watching some Trailer Park Boys. I was like, dude, that was like Sensations. That was an old fucking strip club that we used to have.
And on Trailer Park Boys, there was a gay one called The Empty Closet.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. There's more than one in Trailer Park Boys.
This is the one with the VLTs and stuff, and like all the black lighting and stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
This one in particular was Sensations. And it was open for only like a couple of years tops. Like, and it sucked because it was a bomb fucking place too. Like,
strip clubs tend to stay. I mean, they tend to have longevity. You know, they make money, but maybe
not here apparently.
Yeah, well, you do. The thing is, you can't just nurse one beer all night. Like, I guess a lot of guys can't afford to spend all that money on liquor and the cover charge. It adds up with the lap dances. Like, you could spend like $100 to $200 easily. You know.
Yeah,
that's one of the main reasons why I love the bar, but I never go. Why is it? Dude, because you'll spend $200 at the bar, no problem.
Easily.
Where I can go down and get like a $20 bottle and fucking get hammered and be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I'll go to the bar like if I've already been drinking and we're going there just to have a couple drinks and shoot some pool for a little bit, and that's basically it. But like if I don't go to the bar to get drunk, dude, it's gonna cost you a fucking couple.
Oh, of course not. A lot of them water down booze too. So.
And they do that too, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. Well, on that.
But anyway, yeah.
We've got to an hour and a half. I think that's it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about joining us next time, Ray?
Next week?
Yeah.
Or whenever you were? Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think that's a better way to put it. Whenever we do it again, because.
Well, yeah, my schedule is a little weird, but it'll be more normal.
Yeah.
Well, let's try for Fridays because it seems to work.
It seems to work better. Yeah.
Let's just put it this way: I'm always down to do it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Cool. That's what he said.
That's well, thanks for having me on, you guys, and I guess I'll be back next time too.
All right, so that's a wrap.
All right, sounds good.
Good night, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good night.